Good morning, my name is Chris, and today I want to talk a little bit about gratitude and why it has made such an amazing difference along my journey to becoming sober and smoke free. I've shared before in many videos that one of the big differences between quitting smoking successfully this time and all the other times that I tried to quit smoking and failed was that this time I had to change my mindset. And I had to really look at the real reasons why I smoked in the first place. And of course it all came down to changing the way I felt. Sometimes it was a very obvious, sometimes it was a very conscious thing of, oh my goodness, I'm stressed out, I'm angry, I'm upset, I'm even bored. I'll change the way I feel with a cigarette. Excuse me. More often than not, however, something was operating at a much more subconscious level that I felt kind of empty or miserable or not quite right. I always talk about this feeling of, I call it the aching void. It's like an emptiness in the soul, like a hole. And even though it doesn't necessarily consciously cry out with pain all the time, it is hurting. There is something at a fundamental level that I don't like about myself and my relationship to the world. So I get rid of those feelings and I change them with cigarettes. Previously I've changed them with alcohol. It doesn't surprise me one bit that when I stopped drinking, I was already smoking when I stopped drinking, but when I stopped drinking I smoked far more than I ever used to. Because I needed desperately to change that feeling of emptiness, that feeling of loneliness, that feeling of whatever it may be. And I realised that one of the best ways to not just temporarily change this feeling so that it will then come back and I need to do something again, but to make long-term permanent changes to finally heal this emptiness, to finally heal this aching void, was to be grateful for what I already have and for my place in the world. That is easier said than done, especially if you have everything you've ever wanted, when life is perfect, life is brilliant. Somebody commented on one of my videos a couple of days ago and they said, Chris, if I had a nice place like you have in your videos, then sure, I'd be able to quit easily. But I didn't have those kind of places when I first quit. And I know it wasn't a serious thing, but I didn't have those kind of places when I first quit. I didn't come outside. Here, let me look at this. I had this on my doorstep, but I didn't take advantage of it. I stayed inside, I was miserable. But I realised, look, I can be grateful for the things that I do have. I might not have a beautiful, perfect place. I was living in a pokey one-bedroom flat that was always a mess. But look, I've got a roof over my head. I am dry, I am safe, I am warm. There is food in my cupboards. I've got a warm bed to sleep in. There are many people all over the world who don't have those simple things. I am very lucky, I am very privileged. I have a lot to be grateful for. For me, I started keeping a gratitude journal. And it wasn't necessarily that I would write paragraph upon paragraph upon paragraph. I would make a simple list in a morning of 10 things that I was grateful for. And when I first started this, it was very hard. I'd write, okay, I've got a roof over my head and I've got food, I've got clothes on my back. What else? I don't have anything else to be grateful for. Even though I found it hard to write at least 10 things, I kept going with it and I stuck with it, and I could say things like, okay, I am grateful that right now in this moment, I don't need a cigarette and I don't need alcohol to change the way I feel. I can be grateful for all the help that I've had this far on my journey to stay sober and smoke free. I can be grateful for the fact that I've got skills that I can use to go out and earn a living. And I'd write all this down and I'd find 10 things, no matter how tiny, write them in my list. And I found that as the days went on, writing this list became easier and easier and easier. And I fly through it and I'm like, oh my goodness, I've got so much to be grateful for. The more I was grateful for what I had, the more I started to realize how much more I had, and the more good things started to come to me, the more I didn't even feel or think about the aching void, about the emptiness. I was happy. I was so thankful for the life that I had and still have. I've been thinking about gratitude a lot all week because lots of good things are happening right now. I've had lots of amazing feedback from you guys on my YouTube videos. People saying, and this blows my mind when people say, I've been having a hard time and I was thinking about, you know, smoking a cigarette or whatever it may be, and I watched your videos and I felt okay again. I'm like, oh my goodness, that's incredible. Because I quite often feel like nobody wants to hear me. Nobody wants to watch me standing in front of a video camera talking for ages. But we're connecting on some level, and I'm so grateful that you take the opportunity to watch these videos and that they do help. I'm so grateful for the fact that I'm able to help in some way. I'm grateful for the fact that my job is better and my relationships are better, that I'm going back to college again in September to carry on the course that I started earlier this year. All of these things were not part of my life in the early days. The more grateful I am, the more I attract. The more grateful I am, the more I find things, new things to be grateful for. And I know, and because I'm so grateful, I no longer have to change the way that I feel. And when there are those times, there were many times last year in 2017 when things weren't going so great, that the temptation was there, that the urge was there to drink or to smoke. And something will kick in and go, okay, you can drink, you can smoke. But if you do, you go back to feeling miserable and lousy, and you lose all these things that you have to be grateful for. All of these things that you have to be grateful for are part of your life because you are sober and smoke free. With all this good stuff going on in your life, do you really want to do that? Nah, not today. I'm going to carry on. This is just a short video. I just wanted to say how much being grateful for little, small, tiny things can make a big difference. When we talk about, especially a lot of my videos are about quitting smoking. When we talk about that, we talk about patches, pills, potions, lotions, all this kind of stuff. Changing the mindset for me made a bigger difference than any of that. When I got sober, again, it was the mindset that had to change. My whole outlook had to change. And gratitude was a big part of that. Wherever you are at on your journey, I wish you every success. Please do leave me a comment below. Let me know how you are getting on and what you have to be grateful for today. For me, I have to be grateful for the fact that you have taken the time to watch this video. Thank you so very much. If you have enjoyed it, please do leave a comment. Share it wherever you like. And if you haven't already subscribed, I post new videos like this every week. Please do subscribe, and I will see you next time. Thank you very much.